Have you ever stopped to think that the way you take a bath or shower might actually be affecting your health as you get older? It might sound a little surprising, but as we age, the way we care for our bodies, especially something as routine as bathing, becomes more important than we often realize. Bathing isn't just about staying clean. It's also about keeping your skin healthy, saving your strength, preventing falls, and even easing the load on your heart and immune system. The truth is, many folks continue with the same habits they had in their younger years, not noticing that what once felt fine might now be putting them at risk. In today's video, we'll take a closer look at 5 common bathing habits that older adults should consider changing if they want to support a longer, healthier life. None of these tips are complicated or overwhelming, and that's part of the problem. They're easy to overlook. But those who take these small, everyday steps often find they have more energy, greater independence, and fewer health scares as time goes on. You might be surprised by what you learn. Even something as ordinary as how warm your water is or how you move around in the shower could be quietly putting stress on your body. But here's the good news. Once you understand what to watch out for, you can make better, safer choices starting right now. So I invite you to stay with me all the way through. Don't skip around and don't assume this doesn't apply to you. Because sometimes the secret to feeling better and living longer isn't something you find at the doctor's office. It's hidden in the little things we do every day without thinking. And if you haven't done so already, I'd encourage you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos designed to help you feel stronger, stay safer, and live more comfortably. Day by day, let's get started. Number 1, using water that's too hot when bathing. We don't often think twice about the temperature of the water we use to bathe. On a chilly morning or after a long day, that steamy shower or hot bath can feel like just the thing to ease our aches. It's familiar, comforting, especially when our joints aren't what they used to be. But as we age, the very thing that once felt like a gentle relief might be doing more harm than good. That's why this is the first habit worth reconsidering if your goal is to stay well and feel strong for years to come. Hot water, especially water that's steaming, can strip away the natural oils that protect our skin. These oils are important at any age, but later in life, they're vital. Without them, skin becomes dry, itchy, and more likely to crack. And cracked skin isn't just uncomfortable, it becomes an open door for irritation, infections, and slow-healing wounds. Take 2 neighbors, Gary and Harold, both 73 years old. Gary's always enjoyed a long hot shower. He lets the water run until the bathroom fills with steam, steps in and doesn't get out until the mirror is completely fogged. He says it relaxes him, and for a while it did. Harold, on the other hand, started to notice something. After his usual morning shower, his skin felt tight, itched at night. He mentioned it at a checkup, and his doctor suggested turning the water down just a bit and applying a light moisturizer right after drying off. Within a couple of weeks, Harold's skin felt less irritated, and the nighttime itching stopped. Gary didn't realize that the same hot showers he'd always enjoyed were slowly wearing down his skin's defenses. Tiny cracks formed more easily. Scratches took longer to heal, and his immune system, not as quick to respond as it once was, struggled to keep up. But the concern isn't just skin deep. Hot water can cause blood vessels to expand quickly. For some folks, that can lead to a sudden drop in blood pressure. The result? Feeling faint, dizzy, or even falling. And for anyone dealing with heart conditions, these quick temperature shifts can add extra strain to the heart, whether you notice it or not. This is why hospitals and assisted living centers recommend using warm, not hot water. Warm water is still soothing, still calming, but it's much gentler on the body and the skin. An easy way to tell if your water is too hot. If your skin turns red during or right after a shower, that's a sign it's time to turn the dial down. You don't have to give up your moments of comfort. This is about making a small change that honors the needs of your body as it is now. A little mindfulness can go a long way toward helping you feel better longer. So next time you step into the shower, just take a moment. Notice how the water feels. Is it truly comfortable or just what you're used to? A slight shift today could lead to softer skin, steadier circulation, and a safer tomorrow. Number 2, bathing too often. For many of us, bathing every single day has long been tied to the idea of cleanliness, dignity, and self-respect. And during our working years, when we were commuting, staying active, or caring for others, that daily shower made perfect sense. But after 60 or 70, our bodies start to change. The skin grows thinner, oil production slows down, and the outer layer becomes more delicate, less able to hold on to the moisture it needs. That's why one of the most helpful changes you can make in this season of life is to rethink how often you bathe, especially if you're doing it daily, without paying attention to how your skin feels. Let me share the story of two friends, Alice and Linda, both in their late 70s. Alice had kept the same routine for over 5 decades. Every morning began with a full shower, rain or shine, busy day or not. To her, it was a non-negotiable part of staying fresh and presentable. Linda noticed something different. By the end of each day, her skin felt tight, flaky, and often itchy. At her next appointment, her dermatologist explained that daily showers, especially when using soap all over, was stripping her skin of its natural protective oils. So, Linda made a simple change. She started showering every other day and began focusing on gently washing just the key areas: underarms, groin, and feet on the off days. She also switched to a fragrance-free, milder cleanser and moisturized more consistently. Within a short time, the itching stopped, her skin looked calmer, and she still felt just as clean. The truth is, as we grow older, our skin needs a gentler hand. Bathing too frequently, particularly with strong soaps or hot water, can disturb the skin's natural balance. It can even damage the microbiome, the invisible layer of beneficial bacteria that helps guard against inflammation and infection. When this protective barrier is worn down, the result can be painful: eczema, cracking, fungal infections, and a general feeling of discomfort. But it's not just the skin that's affected. The act of bathing, standing in the shower, drying off, applying lotion, can take real effort. For folks dealing with low blood pressure, arthritis, or other health conditions, the process can feel draining. What once was a quick part of the morning can turn into something that leaves you feeling tired before the day has even begun. None of this means giving up on hygiene. It simply means adjusting it to better fit your current needs. You can absolutely stay clean, refreshed, and confident without stepping into a full shower each day. A gentle wash of the areas that tend to sweat most, like underarms, feet, and the groin, can do the trick. Then, when you do shower, make it a calm moment: warm water, soft cleanser, and a nourishing moisturizer to follow. This small change may seem simple, but it can be a powerful act of self-care. One that gives your skin time to recover, helps prevent irritation, and preserves your energy for the things that matter most. Taking good care of yourself doesn't mean holding on to routines from the past. It means honoring who you are today and giving your body what it truly needs now. So, as you think about your own routine, ask yourself, is this still serving me? If not, maybe it's time to give your skin and yourself a little more room to breathe. Number 3. Showering without a solid support system. There's a quiet danger that lives in nearly every home, and most of us don't give it much thought until it's too late. It doesn't come with a warning. It comes with a slip, a stumble, a fall. That's why one of the most important habits to change, right now, is showering without proper support in place. This isn't just about comfort or convenience. It's about protecting your safety, your independence, and your future. Consider 2 men, both 81, Walter and Eugene. Walter always took pride in doing things on his own. He never used a cane. He refused to have grab bars installed in his bathroom, saying they made him feel old. He didn't think he needed them. But one morning, while reaching for a bar of soap, he lost his footing. There was nothing to catch him. He fell hard, hit the side of the tub, and broke his hip. In an instant, everything changed. His mobility, his confidence, even his ability to live at home alone. Eugene, on the other hand, had quietly made some changes a few years back. When he turned 75, he added grab bars, a non-slip mat, and a sturdy shower chair. He hadn't needed them until one day he did. His foot slid on the wet tile, but his hand reached a bar just in time. No fall, no injury, just a brief scare and a wave of relief. Falls in the bathroom are one of the most common causes of injury among older adults, and when you think about it, it makes sense. Water on smooth surfaces, small spaces, reaching, twisting, bending. Add in slower reflexes or a medication that makes you lightheaded, and a simple shower becomes one of the most dangerous parts of your day. What's hard to see sometimes is that the very thing we resist, like installing safety features, can be the thing that allows us to keep living on our own longer. Using grab bars or a shower seat isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. It means you're looking out for yourself, and that's something to be proud of. You don't need to remodel the whole bathroom. Just a few simple additions can make all the difference. A wall-mounted grab bar at the entrance to your shower or tub. Another inside the shower where your hand naturally reaches when turning or stepping. A non-slip mat, both inside and outside the bathing area. A solid water-safe chair or stool for those who feel unsteady or tire easily. These tools aren't extra, they're essential, just like buckling your seatbelt when you drive. Think of it this way. You wouldn't walk across an icy driveway without proper shoes. So why step into a slippery shower without something to hold on to? Even if you feel steady now, all it takes is one wrong step, 1 second, and that second can change the course of your life. So if your bathroom isn't yet equipped with the right supports, make this the week you take care of it. Talk to a neighbor, a family member, or a handyman if you need help getting it set up. Because sometimes the best thing you can do for your health isn't another pill or appointment, it's creating a safer space right where you live. Number 4. Ignoring skin changes during bathing. Bathing is more than just getting clean. It's one of the quietest, most natural chances you have to check in with your body. Yet many of us go through the motions, wash, rinse, dry, without really noticing what our skin is trying to say. That's why the 4th habit to rethink is ignoring skin changes during your daily or weekly bathing routine, because your skin, especially as you get older, is always telling you something. And if you're not paying attention, you could miss an early sign that something deeper is going on. Let me tell you about 2 women, Virginia and Elaine, both 76. Virginia didn't spend much time in the shower. She was quick, focused on getting in and out. So when she noticed a small dark spot near her shoulder, she shrugged it off. It didn't hurt, it didn't itch, it just sat there quietly, so she ignored it. Months later, the spot had changed. Darker, larger, and that's when she finally mentioned it to her doctor. Unfortunately, it was melanoma, and it had already progressed. Elaine, on the other hand, had a different approach. She made it a habit to gently check her skin while bathing. Just a quick look and feel, not out of fear, but care. One day, she noticed a rough, flaky patch on her leg that hadn't been there the week before. It wasn't painful, but she brought it up at her next appointment. It turned out to be an early-stage squamous cell carcinoma. It was treated quickly with little fuss. Why? Because she noticed it early. Our skin is our largest organ, and as we age, it becomes thinner, more fragile, and more prone to changes. Some changes are harmless, part of the natural process, but others can signal deeper issues, circulatory problems, diabetes complications, infections, or even cancer. Still, many of us don't give our skin more than a glance, especially in those hard-to-see areas like the back of the thighs, under the arms, or beneath the breasts. And yet, these are often the places where early signs show up. Bath time offers a rare chance. Your body is uncovered, your hands are already moving across your skin. It's the perfect time to pause and notice. Is there a new mole? A patch that looks different or doesn't heal? Discoloration on the feet or legs? Dry, rough areas where the skin used to be smooth? You don't have to become anxious or overly focused. This isn't about worry, it's about awareness. Some folks hesitate to look too closely because they're afraid of what they might find. But the truth is, noticing a problem early often means simpler solutions and more peace of mind. It can be as gentle as running your hands over your arms and legs, your chest and back, under your arms and feet. Take your time, use soft lighting, treat it like a quiet check-in rather than a chore, and if you do spot something new or unusual, write it down, snap a photo, mention it at your next doctor's visit. Most of the time, it's nothing to be alarmed about, but sometimes it's everything. This simple habit helps you stay ahead of potential problems. More than that, it helps you feel more connected to your body, not just as something changing, but as something wise, something worth listening to. Because aging isn't about ignoring what's happening. It's about learning to notice and respond with care and grace. So next time you bathe, don't just scrub and rinse. Slow down, be present, listen to your skin. It may be telling you something worth hearing. Number 5, rushing through your bath or shower. These days, it's easy to treat bathing like another task on the to-do list. Get in, get clean, get out, on to the next thing. But as we grow older, that hurried pace can quietly wear on the body in ways we may not notice right away. That's why the fifth habit worth letting go of is rushing through your bath or shower, not just because it takes away a moment of calm, but because it can actually put your body under unnecessary strain. Let's look at Raymond and Thomas, both 80 years old. Raymond's always been fast on his feet. He steps into the shower, soaps up quickly, rinses, and is back out in under 5 minutes. One morning he stepped out too fast, and a sudden wave of dizziness hit him. He barely caught himself before falling. Thomas, on the other hand, had a scare of his own, a mild fall about a year ago. Since then, he's changed his pace. He starts by letting the water run a little longer, warming up the room. He takes a seat on a sturdy shower stool. Between steps, he pauses to breathe. He's not in a hurry, and more importantly, he hasn't had a problem since. Rushing increases the risk of slips and small missteps, bending too quickly, twisting without thinking, forgetting to dry off thoroughly. Maybe you skipped the lotion after bathing or missed the little signs your body is giving you. At first, these things seem minor, but one sore muscle or one bad step on a slick floor can lead to something much bigger. And there's more to it than safety. Rushing also affects your heart. When you step from warm water into cooler air too quickly, your blood vessels respond, tightening fast, causing your heart rate and blood pressure to shift. For some, it's just a little dizziness, but for others, especially those managing heart or circulation issues, those quick changes can be dangerous. The good news is the fix is simple. Start by giving yourself a little more time. Let bathing become a gentle ritual instead of a chore. Sit down if needed. Move with intention. Feel the water as it eases tension from your shoulders and back. Breathe deeply. Allow yourself to feel grounded. Because at this point in life, how you move through your day matters more than ever. Your pace becomes part of your well-being. Slowing down isn't a sign you're losing your edge. It's a sign you're being wise with your energy, preserving it for the things that bring meaning, not just motion. So next time you step into the bath or shower, take a moment and ask, am I rushing just because I always have? Or am I giving my body the space it needs to move safely and feel cared for? You might be surprised at how much calmer, stronger, and more balanced you feel when you give yourself the time you've earned. Now that we've walked through all 5 habits together, take a quiet moment for yourself. Think back on your own daily routine. Do any of these sound familiar? Maybe your water runs a little too hot. Maybe bathing has become something you rush through. Maybe you've skipped out on adding those simple safety features, or you haven't paid much attention to changes in your skin. None of this means you've done anything wrong. These patterns often come from a lifetime of doing things a certain way. What made sense at 30 or 40, what we were taught growing up, what we've simply gotten used to, but each season of life calls for its own kind of wisdom. And there's a quiet strength in knowing when it's time to adapt, not because you're afraid, but because you care about your health, your comfort, your future. Bathing might seem like a small part of the day, but it touches nearly everything: your skin, your circulation, your energy, even your sense of dignity and peace. It can be a source of strain, or it can be a source of healing. The difference lies in how gently, how thoughtfully you approach it. So if you saw a bit of yourself in one or more of these habits, don't worry, there's no need for judgment, just take notice. Then when you're ready, begin with one small change. Maybe it's turning the water down a few degrees, maybe it's skipping a shower when your skin feels dry, maybe it's finally installing that grab bar you've been thinking about, or simply slowing your movements and giving your body the attention it deserves. Because caring for yourself now isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the person you are today, and doing so with patience, with grace, and with deep respect. Thank you for spending this time with us. We'd love to hear what spoke to you most. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you might begin using it in your daily life. Your reflections mean a great deal to us, and your words may inspire someone else on a similar journey. And if you found this helpful, consider liking and sharing it. Subscribing helps us keep creating thoughtful content that informs and encourages. Take good care, and we look forward to being with you again soon.